intelligence, American troops, American air fighters, airplanes, and Ethiopian troops on the ground. Certain areas of Somalia were bombed not very long ago.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there were certain areas of Somalia that were bombed, but it is not a lot. I mean, the operation in Somalia is not like Iraq. The operation in Somalia is not like Afghanistan.
But do you not think a sovereign state like Somalia, with its own culture and its own people, who want to take the destiny of their own country on their own hand, even one slight incident of such nature is far too many?
Of course it is. What we want is a Somali government that can take a responsibility and then can have a sovereignty of the country. Unfortunately, we don't have that.
But that's not an excuse for America to behave badly.
I'm not saying that it is an excuse or not. I'm not concentrating on what other countries are doing at the moment, because
people,
the only way...
Your voters will want you to...
No, but the only way that I will be able to do something about it is when I take responsibility for myself, build my institutions, build my government, and then say to other governments, I'm responsible of this country. I should be taking responsibility of what goes on in this country. Unfortunately, we don't have that government now. So where should we start? We should start building our own government rather than accusing everybody.
But that's well said, when you can live on your lofty tower, in your ivory towers, and think and dream big. For local Somalis, as far as they're concerned, how can they compete flying aeroplanes with bombs falling on their head, billions of dollars being invested in such infrastructure, proxy war being waged by someone else on behalf of a superpower? Somalis can take blame for all the miseries, but they can't compete. For you to say Somalis need to do this first, it doesn't sound very convincing to me.
No, I never said that they should compete with missiles or anything. What I said is they should reconcile. This is the biggest power.
How can they reconcile?
This is the big... Why can't we reconcile? As you just said, we
are
the same.
Couldn't the Somalis demand equally, okay, we will reconcile our differences, but our differences are secondary to the imposed war on us by imperial cultures or proxy war being waged by other countries? Couldn't the Somalis actually get them out first and then we'll reconcile?
I think a lot of that has been said already.
Okay.
But that there is not lack of that kind of a coil. What is lacking now is us, the Somalis, taking the responsibility, uniting our front, staying and living as brothers and sisters, and saying to the rest of the world, enough is enough. We don't want interventions. We don't want our towns and cities being bombed. We will take responsibility of our security. We will take responsibility of what goes on in this country. And if you want anything from Somalia, talk to us. That is what is lacking. That's what I believe that will be the solution for Somalia. And I think that kind of a call has been already said by a lot of people. But what is lacking is the other call for the Somalis to take responsibility for themselves.
Who is going to guarantee that if they sit around the table to reconcile between themselves, one of their brethren is not going to go and sell them for cheap fame and name for a few days?
No one can guarantee. Those things will always happen. I mean, we live in this world. Of course, there will always be some people who will be betraying the Somali people. But it is up to us to cleanse ourselves out of those people who will betray us. It's up to us to say, we are watching everybody, and the reconciliation and the unity of the Somalis is first, and everything else is secondary. That's what I believe. I'm not saying this as someone who is living in lofty towers. I actually am a local person living inside Somalia, traveling and sharing the same life that my people are living.
Well, that's interesting. What 3 things would you do if you become the president? First 3 things.
Security and stability for everyone. And
that it can't be everyone. It has to be only for Puntland.
No, in Puntland, I mean, and I believe that the security and stability of Puntland will contribute immensely to the security and stability elsewhere.
Would you fight piracy?
Of course, that's part of the security system. Piracy, the 2 types of piracy I told you, the piracy of the ships, and for me, the piracy of the illegal fishing. Both will be fought at the same front.
So how would you stop illegal fisheries from continuing their fishing trawls?
We need to build our own Somali Coastal Guard. We need to destroy the infrastructures of illegal fishing inland. We need to destroy the infrastructures of the piracy inland. We need to patrol our coasts, and what we can't get, we need to ask help for.
Okay. Oh, so that's one thing you'll do. What are the 3?
Security is number 1.
Okay.
But before that, reconciliation. And then after reconciliation and security, I think we need a public finance system that functions, that is transparent, that can tell everyone and where the money is coming from and where it's going, and also institutions that serve